Hello everyone, I am the Panda Photographer here, and recently I made a purchase of the Neewer F100 7-inch IPS 1280x800 natively film monitor. I purchased this film monitor because I needed to replace the LCD screen on the back of my camera so I can see what I'm actually doing when I'm doing either photography or videography. It's a great film monitor for $110. But before I even start this review, I would like to say that I am not endorsed or sponsored by anyone, not getting paid by anyone. This is a independent, full and honest, real world review on this film monitor, and I want to address the elephant in the room and let you guys know that I do love this film monitor. And this is quite the film monitor for $110, packing a lot of punches. Now there are some shortcomings, but before we even start with this review, I would like you guys to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button, and share the content. And if you want to follow me on social medias, you can down in the descriptions below, Facebook, Instagram, and much more. If you want to financially support this channel, there's also a PayPal donation link in the descriptions below. But with that said, is this film monitor right for you? You might be surprised on what it's capable of doing for $110. There are other brands like Veltrox DC50 that is overpriced with very nasty colors and very grainy image quality. This is a very sharp, clear, colors are nice, but let's get into the review and my honesty, and let me talk to you guys about this Neewer F100 7-inch IPS film monitor. So let's talk about this Neewer F100 film monitor. And right now I'm on campus at the San Jose University, and I'm viewing my scenery right now, and I can see my visuals right now from left to right, that it is very viewable from corner to corner. So brightness is really nice. Visibility on this can be troublesome in direct sunlight. Now right now, as I see it, I'm filming this with my iPhone in 4K and 24 frames per second, shutter speed at 24, ISO at 40, white balance at 5200, and you guys might not be able to see this, but from my own eyes I can view this from here, and I can view it from here. I also can view it from the top and from the bottom. So other than that, there is a glossy screen, so in direct sunlight you may want to use the lens hood that comes with it. So if you are interested in this monitor, keep in mind that the lens hood is there for that particular reason, to block out unnecessary light so you can see better. I do prefer losing the film monitor's hood, not lens hood, but film monitor's hood, if you choose to. Now keep in mind that this is just a review on this particular monitor, and I'm going to show you in real time what you should expect from this monitor. Now keep in mind, I do like the button layout. It's very responsive and tactile, feels really good. Very sturdy buttons all throughout the menu system as well. Now I want to talk about brightness. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, if you are going to be using picture mode and user mode, please do not go over 70%, because after 70% things get a little bit washed out and the contrast is not there. Things can get gray and whitish. So my recommendation is brightness is recommendation 65%. Okay, you can control contrast, saturation, sharpness, color, temperature, resin, greens, but keep in mind that do not go over the brightness of 70. I always have a sweet spot for 65%. So with that said, guys, other than that, it's a very beautiful display. Images look very sharp. Images look very clean. Color representation is really nice, by the way. I had plenty of cheap film monitors in my day. This is by far the best one. Now, there are monitors that cost very pricey that do have better results, but this is close to those high-end monitors, and I do feel that you got to give this monitor a chance. And there is some really good color representation. You cannot see it from my end, but I can tell right away that it's gorgeous, just like my EVF on my Sony camera right now. It's just gorgeous, it's beautiful, and as I said, it's sharp, it's clean, it's bright, it's vibrant, and love it. But as a videographer, there is some latency issues with this. If I go left and right, you might not be able to see it, but in real time, I can see a latency issue where it's actually not syncing up as good as you get from the back of your LCD on your camera. So if you're expecting it to have some great latency response times, don't expect it, because this is a $110 film monitor. All cheap film monitors do have some latency issues, so keep that in mind. But with that said, guys, let's get into some of the things I dislike and things that need to be improved about this film monitor. On the back of this monitor is a USB upgrade port, so you have the option to upgrade the firmware if there's a firmware update for this particular model of this film monitor. There is an OSD controller for some of you videographers out there. There is a headphone jack, a AV port, HDMI cable, and a DC 12 volt just in case you want to power it without using the Sony batteries that are compatible for this monitor. So I am using the F550 batteries at this time. This particular battery is a 26 milliamp hour battery, and I got white because I like black and white, and I'm also a dependent photographer. But I do want to stress a few things about putting the film monitor bracket and the hood to protect it from any unwanted sunlight. Now, this has to address the issue of the HDMI cable. And if you look very closely, and let me zoom in for you here, if I can zoom in. This HDMI cable bracket is meant to protect the HDMI cable in the port from any misuse or any mishandling. Now, keep in mind, if you are using this without the bracket, for, as you can see, this bracket here, you can see that it is actually sticking out a little bit, which I'm not a big fan of. If you look closely, it is very sticking out, and that is not good. And this is where the design of this film monitor need to be rethought. I guess they thought this was a good idea, but it's not a good idea, because I might cause stress to the thread that is on the film monitor over time. I might break something over time. I do not feel comfortable having it like this all the time. But I don't like the fact that it is not flush onto the cable, HDMI cable, to protect it for you bending the cable or jacking the cable, causing damage to the HDMI port. That's why it's there. But I'm going to show you in the next clip how it looks without this cover on the film monitor. Now, as you can see, I took the bracket off for the film monitor hood, and now you can see that it is actually correctly flashed onto the HDMI cable, protecting it from any damage if you mishandle or cause damage to the port. This is protection, ladies and gentlemen. So you will get this in the box. I definitely recommend using it for the HDMI cable to protect it. So look what I'm doing. This protects it from you causing damage to that HDMI cable. This is what I do recommend using at all times for this particular monitor, or any monitor that Neewer makes that comes with this bracket system for the HDMI cable. I do recommend that you do make sure that if you are going to use the film monitors cover, that you have an option. But with that said, let's get to some more disappointing features about this film monitor. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you what happens when you start recording video, either if you're in manual or in movie mode. Now, the sound that you're about to hear is coming from the speakers on the film monitor itself. I tried a number of times to try to turn it off or lower the volume, but it's not possible. I tried, and it is not a thing that you can do. Hopefully in the next firmware update, Neewer, you would address this issue, because it is mind-boggling annoying. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place it on movie mode on my Sony camera. Now, do you hear that sound that is coming from this speaker on the film monitor? The only way to get rid of that, which I'm going to show you right now, and if you have a cable or a 3.5 headphone jack adapter, plug it in the headphones, and then you can start shooting video or go back into movie mode. And right now I'm in movie mode, therefore it doesn't make that sound anymore. But to prove to you guys that this is actually a real test, and then plug it back in, there you guys go. So this is a real world review on this particular monitor. So therefore these are the shortcomings on this film monitor. So you got the bracket that doesn't fit very well with the cable, HDMI cable bracket protector. Then you got the audio that is just insanely just terrible. You got brightness. If you go over 70, it gets very washed out. It's best at 65, and it's very bright at 70. So please, it's very bright at 70. View conditions are good, but other than that, guys, these are the shortcomings of this film monitor. But with that said, let's get into some more good things about this monitor. And as I explained before, that the viewing angles on this monitor are really nice without the film monitor's hood, and I can see the image really clearly from my end. You might not be able to tell because I'm recording this on an iPhone shooting in 4K, but in first person you can definitely view the corners. It's viewable from edge to edge, nice, but there is some gloss that you can see, some gloss. But in my first person viewed here, I can see it perfectly fine, but there is the gloss that you need to be aware of. But other than that, guys, this is a very good film monitor. I do definitely recommend it if you're looking for this particular film monitor for your videography work or your photography work. And I believe that for $110, you get a big bang for your buck. I have to say, you do get a big bang for your buck. It's something that you might want to be interested in if you want to record video without looking at the small LCD screen on your cameras. So, and as a photographer and an amateur videographer, this 7-inch screen is so big and so bright, but I assure you at night it's so bright that you will not have any issues with focus assist. Now focus assist, if I press F4, gives me red indication colors telling me that I'm in focus, which I already am because I'm on campus right now. So you can see Not sure you can see it, but very nice representation with focus assist. Now, I do want to talk about also what check field is. It's red, it's green, it's blue, and then back to mono, which is black and white, and off. So you have that option, but you also have safe frames, which is at 96%. Then you see the red bars be around the display. Now is at 90%, 86%, 80%, and the ratio is 2.35%, and now it's off. And F1 is just a crosshair that is centered in the center of your frame or display. But as I said, battery life now is something that I need to talk to you guys about. And last night I got about 4 hours of battery with this particular Neewer 26 mAh battery. Now, I'm not sure if I depleted the battery or not, but it does take quite some time to charge because the standard Sony batteries are much smaller in capacity wise. So if you are looking into batteries, I definitely recommend these Neewer batteries. They seem to work very well so far, but I got it in white and I decided to get 2 of them, which are amazingly really last you a long time. So I believe if I was to keep shooting longer, I believe I could get about 4 to 7 hours of battery lifetime with this film monitor. I'm not quite sure, but I was outside doing time lapse last night for about 4 or 5 hours. It lasted about that long. So very nice indeed. Very nice monitor. I definitely recommend it. I definitely do suggest that if you do have the money and the resources to get a better monitor, I would definitely do that instead. I would definitely recommend some of the newer high-end models. But as I said, when you buy monitors under $200, there are going to be some latency issues that you might not be a fan of, and a lot of videographers are not fans of latency issues with the monitors, especially when you are actually recording, because it can really mess up your videography work in the long term. But it does well for YouTubers out there that are creating content on this platform. It does help a lot. But with that said, everyone, hopefully this review has shed some light on the Neewer F100 7-inch IPS film monitor, which is amazingly bright, but glossy, but bright. But it comes with a tons of accessories. Comes with an HDMI cable. It comes with a sRGB cable as well. It comes with the bracket. It comes with no batteries. It does not come with no batteries. So if you are thinking about buying this and you think it comes with batteries, you're going to have to buy your own batteries, as I said earlier in this video. But with that said, everyone, this has been the Panda Photographer for 606videos.com, and thank you for watching this review. If you find this very informative, very helpful, and you are a photographer or a videographer looking into a film monitor, there are other models, as I said, Neewer has, like the NW759, which is very popular among a lot of people apparently. But this is the first review of this particular model because no one has ever reviewed it on YouTube. I looked everywhere and not a single video of this particular model. But thank you for watching, everyone. And if you are subscribed to this channel, please do share the content. But if you're not, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, share it, and follow me on the social media links down in the description below. Now, if you are going to be supporting this channel, I have a PayPal. I disabled Super Chat, so you can support this channel by hitting that PayPal link down in the description below. As a travel photographer, independent photographer, and this is what I do full-time until I get a job. I really appreciate all the donations and all the support from all of my subscribers and those that are not subscribed. With that said, eat, sleep, photography, videography, then repeat, ladies and gentlemen. And I will see you guys in the next video. You guys take care. Happy shooting.
Salve, ho acquistato questo monitor usato tra virgolette, ne sono rimasto davvero soddisfatto. Voglio condividere con voi questa esperienza. Il monitor, che andiamo a vedere dopo, manuale di istruzioni e guide rapide, gli accessori, cavo HDMI, mini HDMI, cavo RCA jack, la prima staffa con due viti, cavo HDMI standard, paraluce, il famoso attacco per metterlo nella videocamera, cavo HDMI, mini HDMI, cavo HDMI standard, l'attacco per la fotocamera dove va inserito al posto del flash, la protezione del paraluce, cavetto RCA jack e la staffa del retro. Vediamo un pochettino com'è il monitor. Ed eccolo qua. Nella parte anteriore abbiamo tutte le varie modalità, quindi i tasti che vi spiegherò dopo, il LED e il tasto d'accensione. Sul lato abbiamo gli ingressi DC 12 volts, può essere alimentato da un alimentatore non incluso, l'entrata HDMI, l'entrata audio video, un'uscita per le cuffie, l'USD controller e l'USB upgrade e poi l'attacco per la batteria e il tasto reset sul retro. Nella parte bassa abbiamo poi l'attacco standard per collegarlo alla fotocamera. La staffa dove va la batteria può essere smontata, abbiamo anche un piccolo altoparlante. Andiamo ad avvitare l'attacco a slitta, che poi va messo appunto in un piedistallo, oppure se usiamo il successivo adattatore lo andiamo a montare direttamente nell'attacco a slitta della nostra videocamera o macchina fotografica. Una volta agganciato possiamo aggiungere il paraluce, che è molto utile se dobbiamo utilizzare il monitor all'esterno in modo che la luce non colpisce direttamente lo schermo e quindi ci disturba l'immagine. Una volta fatto tutto ciò, siamo pronti per andarlo ad utilizzare. Andiamo ad inserire un alimentatore a 12 volts. Io ho provato un 2A e premiamo il tasto accensione e a volo ci apparirà il menu, che devo dire che a primo impatto ha un'ottima risoluzione e qualità. Però vediamolo nel dettaglio, vi spiego a volo le funzionalità del menu. Premendo il tasto menu possiamo scegliere con le freccette appunto il tipo di immagine standard, possiamo regolare la luminosità, contrasto, saturazione, sharpness, la temperatura di colori e possiamo decidere anche il rosso e il verde. Andando quindi con le levette a destra e a sinistra possiamo scegliere la lingua, l'aspect ratio, quando non c'è segnale cosa deve apparire, in questo caso è blu, e poi le varie informazioni dell'OSD, c'è anche il zoom, il tempo, l'aggiornamento del software e il reset. Andando ancora avanti possiamo scegliere quindi con la freccetta le varie lingue, ci dovrebbe essere anche l'italiano, almeno spero, ecco c'è anche l'italiano. Continuiamo a selezionare, ci sono altre informazioni come la regolazione al centro, i frame salvati, il blocco dell'immagine, l'immagine, la rotazione dell'immagine, il campo visivo, P2P, l'assistenza del focus, e poi andando ancora avanti abbiamo Center Maker, Safe Frame, sono i tasti di selezione rapida che poi vi vado a spiegare dopo, quindi qua li possiamo noi programmare perché abbiamo i tasti F1, F2, F3, F4, questi qua F1, F2, F3, F4 che sono molto utili mentre fate le riprese. Al posto di entrare all'interno del menu li premete direttamente, come ad esempio che ne so, volete bloccare un fotogramma, quindi premete F1 e lo bloccate, oppure centrare o controllare il campo visivo o l'assistenza al fuoco. È molto completo come prodotto, poi è sufficiente selezionarli e quindi vedere un pochettino quello che più vi interessa e programmare il tasto. Mode, abbiamo audio video, quindi analogico, HDMI 1, quindi possiamo scegliere entrambi, e poi abbiamo il volume e poi i vari tasti F1, F2, F3, F4 che sono quelli che vi avevo fatto vedere prima, e poi il tasto per spegnerlo. Per fortuna i cavi in dotazione sono compatibili con le comuni macchine fotografiche, abbiamo l'HDMI, il micro HDMI e il mini HDMI, quindi possiamo utilizzarlo in moltissime fotocamere. Quindi andiamo a collegarlo alla nostra fotocamera. Adesso abbiamo collegato il tutto. Non avevo la batteria che ci vorrebbe perché non c'è nemmeno in dotazione, quindi lo vado a collegare per questa prova direttamente con l'alimentazione normale, un cavo in più. Adesso abbiamo il monitor collegato all'uscita HDMI della nostra fotocamera e abbiamo tutte le impostazioni e le informazioni della fotocamera direttamente nel monitor. Scattare è diventato un vero piacere. Naturalmente possiamo regolare le immagini come vogliamo, vedete? Perché andando nel menu possiamo andare a scegliere ad esempio l'immagine come deve essere, se la vogliamo regolare in maniera normale, dinamica, standard, la temperatura del colore, la luminosità, possiamo andarla a scegliere, il contrasto, il colore, la nitidezza, la temperatura del colore. Poi abbiamo la modalità immagine, dinamica, standard, eccetera. Abbiamo veramente proprio tutto quello che vogliamo. Cercherò di spiegarvi appunto le funzionalità che ha il monitor. Facciamo finta che dobbiamo registrare un video, quindi facciamo partire la registrazione del video. Come vi avevo detto prima, abbiamo configurato i vari tasti F1, F2, F3, F4. In questo caso in F1 abbiamo messo la livella del centro, vedete? Quando andiamo a premere, noi troviamo il centro dell'immagine che ci viene segnalato da quella croce. In F2 avevamo configurato il safe frame, ovvero un rettangolo che protegge i bordi dell'immagine, cioè dove noi vogliamo che l'immagine rimanga centrata, e possiamo regolarlo più grande o più piccolo come noi vogliamo fino a spegnerlo. In F3 abbiamo le dominanze cromatiche, il rosso, il verde, il blu e monocromatico. In F4 molto utile il focus assistance, cioè l'assistenza della messa a fuoco, molto utile perché vedete ci viene segnalato appunto le cose che sono a fuoco nel display. Abbiamo riconfigurato i tasti F con altre funzioni, vediamo subito e andiamole a scoprire. Allora in questo caso in F4 abbiamo messo image flip, cioè con lo specchio dell'immagine, vedete? Possiamo ruotarlo, metterlo al contrario e come vogliamo. Poi in F3 avevamo messo image freeze, questo è il fermo immagine, basta premere F3 e lo schermo catturerà un fermo immagine. Poi F2 abbiamo messo l'aspect ratio, quindi il panorama, zoom, zoom 2, 16 noni, 4 terzi e auto. Nell'altro tasto funzione abbiamo configurato P2P, che dovrebbe essere la modalità di visualizzazione che determina la risoluzione delle immagini coerente con la visualizzazione della risoluzione fisica. Da quello che c'è scritto nel libretto di istruzione non so cos'è, però è questo. Una cosa molto utile, anzi utilissima, è il fermacavo, la staffa fermacavo. Vedete, la andiamo a posizionare in un punto in cui vogliamo che i cavi stiano fermi, gli mettiamo la vite e alla fine abbiamo una piccola protezione per il cavo per evitare che si piega oppure involontariamente si potrebbe rompere l'uscita dello spinotto. C'è anche una piccola rondellina in modo da alzare lo spessore. Che dire del monitor? Per quello che mi è costato, per l'utilizzo, è davvero consigliato e ha delle funzionalità davvero buone.
Alright, so the tripod mount that comes with this thing is garbage. This thing is way too heavy, especially with a battery on it. This will not hold it up. I ordered the bundle that has the better mount, but it hasn't arrived yet, so this is, you don't want this. Next, when I first plugged it in, I had a black and white picture, and I went through all the options, couldn't figure it out. Then I figured out that if you, it was on standard, and I changed it to some other mode, and then went back to standard, and suddenly I had color video playing again. Next, I don't know if you can hear it, but this speaker has this annoying static hiss coming out of it, and it doesn't matter if I turn the volume. See this? This is the volume. You see that? Volume is all the way down. I could also turn the volume all the way up, and it doesn't get any louder. So I don't know what. There it is. Volume's at 100. Same static. It doesn't get any louder or quieter. It's just constant static. And there are no options in the menu to mute audio or turn off audio or anything like that. What else? I also noticed that in the menu, what you want to do is you want to go and change your brightness. Come on. Brightness to 30, because at 50, everything is washed out, and it's not an accurate representation of the photos that you're taking. So I brought the brightness down to 30, and that looks much more accurate as to what I'm actually getting. And with that, it's usable. The hissing is really annoying. I probably won't keep it unless they tell me that this is a defect, and they'll send me a new one. That's it.
So I can't do my project, what I was going to do. So I don't know what you guys going to do, or send me a new one, or give me a refund. Thank you. Oh putain.